Happy New Year, everybody! I hope you enjoyed this holiday season with your loved ones, whatever holiday you may celebrate. I know it will be a holiday to remember, as it was my first Christmas with my new lab, Onyx, who really has seemed to enjoy the snow. You liking the snow? Speaking of snow, this recent winter weather inspired me to ring in the new year by making this video exploring some of the Ice-type Pokemon found in my Brazil-inspired Fakemon region known as the Zonhe Region. I've already shown a couple of Ice-type Pokemon for this region, such as Vidroleta, based on Brazil's iconic Morpho Butterfly and stained glass windows, or Ice Cream Snail Gelatopod, and its various colorful forms inspired by various Brazilian flavors of ice cream. And you'll see even more of these two lines in the future as I reveal the rest of their evolutionary stages. Now, despite the inclusion of these two Pokemon, I know a lot of you have probably been wondering how Ice-type Pokemon would be approached in the Brazil-inspired Zonhe region, so this video will answer that question, introducing a lot of them, including a brand new Imagia, which will end up creating even more ice types with its unique Dreamerge Fusions. So let's start off this video by taking a look at this Imagia, the Isonormal type Morsalce. Its name is a mix of the Portuguese word for walrus and moose, as that's exactly what this Pokemon is supposed to invoke, being a hybrid of these two winter animals, with its ice-type tusks / antlers resembling a snowplow. As most of you know, Imagia are a special group of Pokemon manifested from people's imagination or emotions, in this case being apathy. And this gentle giant is the embodiment of apathy and numbness, hence its ice and normal typing. Said to be able to freeze everything it comes in contact with to the touch. And being one of the 9 Imagia, naturally it has its own set of unique Dreamerge Fusions, in this case all being lethargic Ice Age inspired Dreamerges, created by using the Dreamerge mechanic and merging with Pokemon like Mamoswine to make these new fusions, a couple of which I'll be introducing later on in this video. While not an Ice type, one of the Pokemon to receive a Dreamerge fusion with this new Imagia is the final stage of a Zonhe Pokemon I've already introduced, the adorable Armadoce, a rock and fairy type Pokemon inspired by the armadillos found in Brazil, who also just so happens to be on theme with the festive holiday vibes of this video, as it is based on a popular chocolate dessert in Brazil, which is especially popular around Christmas time. Protected by a hard chocolate shell, leaving a trail of sprinkles behind as it rolls around trying to avoid predators trying to eat it. Well, before revealing this line's Dreamerge Fusion, I need to fully evolve Armadoce into the delectable and daring Delicioso, whose hard chocolate shell is even sturdier than before. And Delicioso evolves once more into the formidable Brigadillo, but now taking inspiration from the armadillo's extinct ancestor, who is a total powerhouse in addition to being a total tank. I personally would like to see more fairy types that aren't overly cutesy or feminine or pink. Not that there's anything wrong with that, some of my favorite are, but we just don't have enough of that yet, with only a couple exceptions like Grimmsnarl, and personally I just like some more variety. So that is what I sought out to do with this Pokemon, and I wouldn't have been able to do so without help from the talented artist I commissioned to draw it, Tubbs AZ, who absolutely nailed it as always. This is actually one of my absolute favorite Pokemon of the Zonhe region. And last but not least, as promised, Brigadillo fuses with Morsalce using the Dreamerge mechanic to make Ice and Rock type Frigidillo, as its hard chocolate shell is now made of solid ice resembling an igloo. It also has its own set of antler tusks, like the Imagia, to help break through ice and other obstacles with ease. Being as the extinct species that Brigadillo is inspired by was around during the Ice Age, I thought it only made sense to give it a Dreamerge fusion with Morsalce. Another Zonhe Pokemon, which I'd like to introduce in this video, is the Burrowl line, based on Brazil's burrowing owl, being of the ground and flying type, capable of using its shovel-like talons to burrow into the ground. Burrowl is found throughout several of the Zonhe region's areas in its more common ground-type Terra form, but can also be found in the mountainous tundras of the region in its more elusive Ice-type Tundra form, which puts the Burr in Burrowl. and uses its shovel-like talons to burrow into the snow instead of the ground. So obviously it also takes some slight inspiration from Arctic owls in this form as well. Burrowl evolves into Drillstrix, which are not only a lot bigger, but stronger than their predecessor, with large wingspans, making them even more equipped to battle in the sky, as well as underground with their tunneling abilities. Maintaining their shovel-like talons and hard hats around their heads, now with drill-like beaks to help them dig as well. So yes, this Pokemon can use Drill Peck, and even some Steel-type moves like Metal Claw. And like its pre-evolution, it also has a Terra and Tundra form of either the ground or ice typing, so you could choose to capture whichever one better suits your team. Now, regarding this tundra area a lot of these ice types are found in, it is no secret Pokemon regions are anything but accurate, with lots of creative liberties taken to create these fictional nations. I mean, look at Paldea. It has a giant crater in the middle of the region. That being said, while I obviously take plenty of creative liberties of my own, I personally always try my absolute best to honor the real-world places I base my Fakemon regions off of. So for the Zonhe Region's tundra area, I took some slight inspiration, and I mean slight, from the Andes Mountains in South America, not far from Brazil, as it is found in various of its neighboring countries, such as Peru, as they all share a lot of the same wildlife. But that being said, many people would be surprised to know there is actually colder areas and even occasionally snow in Brazil, depending on the region or time of year. So having a tundra area in Brazil, while not common, isn't all that far-fetched, more so just an exaggeration, something Pokemon often does in its representation. And I felt I had to do, as I felt Zonhe, like most Pokemon regions, needed an area dedicated to ice types. So I also made this location in particular a ski slope to further explain the addition of ice types in the Zonhe region, as ski slopes are known to have artificial snow created year-round, which could also very well be the case for this area in the Zonhe region, as Brazil, believe it or not, actually has a handful of ski resorts in real life. So in my headcanon, while this tundra area may see natural snow at certain times in the year, it is more so regenerated artificially, or possibly even by some of its ice-type Pokemon, to keep the ski resort running and help maintain the snowy biome for ice-type Pokemon to live in these mountains year-round. Ice types like Tapolar, inspired by tapirs found not only in Brazil but throughout South America. And while relatives Drowsy and Muna be found throughout the Zonhe region as well, Tapolar are found exclusively in this area. And since the two Tapir Pokemon we've already gotten share not only the exact same typing, but concept, I really wanted to do something different with this Tapir Pokemon to make it stand out and to fit the Zonhe region's themes of creativity and imagination. Their bodies are comprised of compact snow and ice that can be regenerated by using their long snouts to absorb snow or even freeze water. It adds to its body. They often disguise themselves as snowmen to avoid predators or even to entertain and play with small children. Its long tapir snout resembles a carrot like those found on a snowman to further this concept, but is also red as if it's swollen from the cold. Using the Ice Stone, Tapolar evolves into Marinchilla, inspired by an extinct species from the Ice Age native to South America and a distant relative of, you guessed it, the tapir. Hence their similar snouts, as well as the direction I decided to go for this evolutionary line. This Pokemon keeps its mono ice typing, and is still made mostly of ice and snow, maintained using its swollen or carrot-looking snout to absorb snow or freeze water. Being much bigger in size, many trainers use it to traverse the deep snow, not only within the Zonhe region's mountainous tundra area, but even more so in some of the neighboring regions with colder climates that see even more snowfall than Zonhe, aka Brazil, such as Peru, which is the inspiration for one of the locations of Pokemon Push and Pokemon Pools, two hypothetical DLC expansions connected to and accessed through this tundra area, which will also feature a lot of the Pokemon in the Zonhe region, such as this line. These Pokemon were brought to life by the talented artist Fungusmon, who I had absolutely no doubt would nail this design, as I feel no one does cute quite as well as him. And being inspired by another Ice Age animal, this Pokemon even has a Dreamerge fusion with Morsalce, known as Avalanchina. Sporting its Imagia's signature lethargic look, in addition to its large icy antlers and tusks, now resembling more of a moose or even an Arctic elk. like those found in the Ice Age. But don't let this Dreamerge's aloof attitude fool you. If threatened or disturbed, it is quite the force to be reckoned with. Especially as it shares the ice typing with both the Pokemon used to make it, as well as Morsalce's normal typing, meaning it is able to make the most of both Pokemon's movesets and stab thanks to the Dreamerge mechanic. So while Dreamerge Fusions, with the same typing as one of its fusion materials, may not appear as exciting as a whole new type combination, it still has its perks, and in most cases may actually be more beneficial to the trainer for this very reason. I really hope you all enjoyed this video and all of these new Zonhe Pokemon. If so, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for even more content. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below to let me know which of these new Pokemon is your favorite, as well as what you think of this new Imagia and its Dreamerge Fusions. I love reading your comments. It truly, truly makes my day. Thank you so much for watching. But don't be stingy now. Please also make sure to go follow and support all of the artists I commissioned to bring my ideas to life, as these videos wouldn't be possible without them. Their links and names will be in the bio down below. Thank you so much for watching, and Happy New Year!